I don't do intros. How you guys doing today? I'm doing alright today. Today I have for you guys the Bloodflame Zweihander build. Just a little gimmicky little trick I wanted to try just to see if it was any good. And I'll explain all about it here momentarily. I'll explain to you why I chose this kind of build, what I thought it might do versus what it actually did, and why I deleted the build right after. But before we talk about any of that, guys, please go and follow my Twitch if you haven't already. I stream there sometimes. EldenRing Invasions, of course, as well as go ahead and join the PVPBuilds Discord. It's a place where you can drop all your PvP builds, show me your clips, show me your builds, show me your characters, anything you want over there. And with that being said, guys, like and subscribe to the video, man. Trying to get to 2K subs. I believe we could do it. And that being said, let's talk about the Zweihander and the Bloodflame Blade buff and why it didn't live up to its name in this video at all. You see, a while ago, I did a video with the Blood Greatsword, so like the Blood Infused Greatsword. I did it at level 60 though. And thing about the Blood Infused Greatsword is that if you infuse it, or I'm sorry, if you put the Ash of War, you know, Braggart's Roar or War Cry, I think it really only works with Braggart's Roar. Your bleed damage goes up significantly. Like the amount of blood that builds up goes up significantly. I always thought that was just kind of a great sword thing in general. That they, I should say, colossal sword. I'm sorry. This is Elden Ring. This is not Dark Souls. I kind of just thought that the blood infusion just always amped up the blood loss gauge, the bleed bar. Sorry, I haven't played Elden Ring in like a month and a half, almost 2 months, guys, and I'm still getting back into the swing of things. So you gotta have to forgive me, all right? But anyway, so colossal swords, they get a lot more bleed than other weapons do. So I have this here arcane strength build, and I was kind of like putting together like a penitent kind of character, you know, like inspired by blasphemous and whatnot, which is why this is the kind of fashion that you see right here. And this Zweihander, man, it looks like a really brutal, I don't know, heretical weapon. Visceral weapon. It looks brutal, man. I love the way the Zweihander looks. So I wanted to throw it on this build, but I didn't want to just blood infuse it because I've already done that with a colossal sword. So I decided that I wanted to try to maximize the potential of Bloodflame Blade. So I have a bunch of fire buffs on, like I have the Flame Shrouded Tear and whatnot on this build, as well as raising the strength. Because, you know, this Zweihander is mainly a strength weapon. It gets most of his damage out of strength. I believe this build right here has like 60 strength, with the tier going up to 70. Maybe it's 50 going up to 60. I don't know. And then 45 arcane. 45 and 50 arcane is like your maximum blood loss buildup for a lot of things. It's like where it starts to hard scale down from. If you go up to 80 arcane, that's fine too. You're mostly just doing that for like damage on arcane weapons. But if you're going for bleed, you really want around 45 to 50 arcane. I went with 45 on this build, and I just wanted to see if, because I know for a fact the blood weapons I have on here, which you'll see I have a blood infused Lord Sword straight sword that actually does bleed quite a bit with double slash on it. You'll see that a little bit later, but like the blood weapons on here get like a good amount of bleed on them, but Bloodflame Blade seems to not. And you guys might have a different experience with Bloodflame Blade than I do. I know that if you put it on a weapon that already has a bleed on it, like the Nagakiba or the fucking Cross Naginata, something like that, the Morningstar, Flamberge. If you do that, then the weapon gets like, it's pretty good at bleeding, with Bloodflame Blade. But if you put Bloodflame Blade on a weapon that's not blood infused and has no inherent bleed on it, like the Zweihander, it gives it a pretty good damage boost, but it doesn't really bleed too much. I don't think the entire time that I invaded with this thing, I didn't really get any bleeds with this Zweihander. I think maybe once, but I was like smacking this guy for a long time. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why I was sounding so nasally right there. Something wrong with my nose or whatever. I don't know. Um, anyway, like, yeah, the Bloodflame blade you added on to Zweihander, I don't think it like does a good amount of bleed damage at all. Which is what I was hoping. I was hoping to be able to buff the weapon. I have Dragon Communion Seal, I have 45 Arcane. I was hoping to be able to buff the weapon and then use like the Flame Shot and Tear and Flame Grant Me Strength to buff the fire damage, and then put on like Giant Hunt. And like my dream scenario was like hitting two people with Giant Hunt and having them both bleed at the same time. That way they just die in midair. I thought that was hilarious, but it never came to fruition. But I still love Giant Hunt. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop you guys a little secret about Giant Hunt right here. That not many people might know. You know, it's a great Ash of War, but there is one really bad downside to Giant Hunt. You can parry it. You can just parry Giant Hunt, man. You can just parry that shit. Colossal Sword, Great Sword, doesn't matter. You can parry that shit. Here is my Lord's Horn that I got going on here. It actually inspired my next video the Lord's Horn did. Just a little clip right there. That guy who was being harassed by the jar can. Shout out to Hell Guy, by the way, who's never watching any of these videos anymore. Shout out to Hell Guy. Anyway, guys, here's all my stats, equipment, and stuff like that if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff. But for now, guys, if you like this kind of content, this kind of PvP content, this kind of invasions, duels, Elden Ring stuff, Dark Souls stuff, I do it all, man. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video, man. We're trying to get to 2K subs. Go follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. Go join the PVPBuilds Discord if you haven't already. And with that being said, guys, fare thee well, peace out, and all that fun stuff. I'll see you guys later, man. And don't you dare go hollow, friends.